It's so funny making videos now because it's so clear that anything I say today might be different tomorrow. So it's just kind of capturing things as they go, but don't hold anything at all except, your own moment by moment experience. Don't even hold that. You can't. You can try. Um, but I think I think it was helpful for me to watch videos about people as they went through things. And it's fun for me to make videos, so why the hell not? I like talking to myself. As long as I have a camera in front of me, I don't sound so crazy. Yeah, there's a funny sense of equipoise, like you're on a flat plane. Not literally, not like things are featureless and uninteresting, but it's like total freedom. There's no there's no tilt. There's no bias. I mean, there's causes and conditions, there's things in motion, partner, from relationships to everything else. Subscriptions, but water bills. But I mean, like at a given moment when none of that's particularly relevant, it's just total freedom and total confidence because a decision comes from somewhere, it happens, and then, maybe it works, maybe it doesn't, maybe it's nice, maybe it's not. One way to find it out, right? And then you move on. Whatever happened, you move on. Like there's nothing to hang on to. There's nothing to second guess. There's no point second guessing anything. Um, obviously, if I blunder like 50 times in a row, like hopefully I would learn something. But generally speaking, life just flows. And sometimes it's surprising. And sometimes there's a burning in the gut. And I inquire into that. But it's not a problem. It's not like, oh no, I have a burning in the gut. I'm doing it wrong now. Oh, I'm not enlightened. Um, Enlightened to not enlightened, totally. Okay, let me finish my point and then get back to that. Um, the burning in the gut or some other sensation or a bias, some kind of bias. You're like, oh, what? Why do I not want to do that thing? That doesn't make sense. And then it's something to inquire into. It's just the next thing. It's not, how could it be a problem? It's just what's happening. A problem from which vantage point? So yeah, back to enlightened. It was funny on the way to my 20th college reunion. Um, I was obviously about 42 and had, nothing concrete. I mean, I published a book and um, so on, but like I wasn't a doctor or a lawyer or a movie star. Like, people all had their things to. I didn't have some like trophy to, hold up and show people. And so my thought went to, well, but I'm exploring consciousness. That's actually the highest possible calling. That's the ego talking, of course. Um, and then I had this horrifying thought, like, wait, what if I get enlightened and nobody even notices? And it, like, the ego found that so horrifying. Like, I could do all this and get nothing. And it's pretty much how it works. And I'm not claiming to be enlightened. I don't know what that word means. Um, And of course, the Tao that can be spoken is not the real Tao, and somebody who's really enlightened would never say they're enlightened. And so it's like, it's always Schrodinger's enlightenment, no matter who it is. Um, so, or maybe I'm being a pedantic ass. That's always possible. Anyhow, point being, was there a point? I'm sure there was, but hmm, it's fun. There's like a centerlessness. It's just all just perfectly there. And there's still the character of myself. It's still people still believe in it. It's funny. When I was yeah, when I was kind of in the medicine a couple days ago, I was thinking about how whatever animates this apparent character could really go off the rails. Like it's within my power to be really bad. Being bad is I don't know. It's a whole probably tangent. I was gonna say being bad is like easy in a way. Um, just fucking shit up, basically. But then it's not so easy. Then there's a lot of um, inconveniences, potential imprisonment. You know, the whole thing. And there was a moment of being scared by that power, by that reality that I contain not just what I consider good qualities, but what could be considered terrible qualities too. And it's like, oh, are they going to take over? Am I going to get possessed by a demon? Um, and I kind of, let myself think some bad thoughts and entertain some, well, bad, whatever. I don't even know what that means either. But in the general human sense of bad in my current culture, um, well, okay, my culture's kind of fucked up and backwards and crossways. I guess the culture that I thought I had grown up in. Anyway, it's really hard to hold a coherent train of thought. Maybe that'll change, maybe it won't. I have no idea. But yeah, the character, it still has a history, it still has a childhood stuff, memories, friends, family, subscriptions. It's like the best of both worlds. I'm nothing, and I know that, and yet apparent stuff is happening. And yeah, it's very immersive. It's very often affecting. I'm sad about sad things, but that sadness is not a problem. That sadness is totally natural. And it comes and it goes. There's not energy for a perpetual ache. I mean, the energy is not apparently going there. It's like when something needs to be done, it's done, and then it's done. And then what's next? What's in front of me? And yeah, last night I was awake for a few hours. There was a thought storm of like, you know, existential dread and, big questions, like deeper, darker questions than the ones I had allowed myself to ask previously. And, a sense of like, you're not going to get an answer. How can you live as if, blah, 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 when you don't even know X? Um, just, a lot of mind chatter that tried in many ways to hook me. And in the end, it didn't really. It sort of kept going for a couple hours at least. Um, but it was almost kind of fascinating just watching it go. Just like, oh, where's it going to go next? What's it going to try to hook me with next? What's it going to wonder about next? Well, that's interesting. That is interesting, actually, huh? I don't know. But I don't have to know to live. It's still happening. Whatever my mind knows or thinks it knows. But yeah, there's another Z Dog video called Spiritual Perfectionism is Complete and Utter Nonsense that I recommend that I'm going to post because it's so true that like all this stuff doesn't look anything like you think it's going to look. That's the point. It's not anything that presents itself to you in the sense of it doesn't come to you from the outside. It comes to you from the inside. It comes to you from learning to trust yourself and feel safe in yourself because yourself is it's real, it's important, it's pretty, it's all pretty. Like today I had brunch somewhere and I was just like, oh my God, everyone is so pretty. And then I realized like I couldn't distinguish like pretty versus ugly. It was like that filter. I don't know if it would come back, but that filter was gone. It was like everybody was just so perfectly themselves. And I was like, oh my God, I've been wearing like ugly filters, like some idea of what beauty is was acting as a filter for all those years. And now everybody's now, in that moment, in those minutes, it was completely gone. It was like looking at a forest, you're not like, well, I like that tree, that one, and that one shouldn't even be here, like, no. Um, it's very disjointed. Z-Dog video, yes. So, yeah, you're not going to suddenly, if your image is like, okay, so I got the beads and I got the robe and I do yoga and make this much money, and that's when I'm going to know that I'm enlightened or whatever. Whatever goal you have for yourself, enlightenment has zero to do with it. It doesn't give you anything. You have to give everything. You are splayed open, fully accepting the deal that you're in an apparent mortal body for an unknown amount of time with an unknown health span, unknown future. Even if, even if, like, say you're enlightened and then you have $1 million, it doesn't. It could be gone the next day. Like you could be gone the next day. So it's like there's nothing to grasp. There's nothing to say. Ah, ha, ha. This is me. I'm the enlightened one. I'm the this one. It's like no, you're a little flake of consciousness. And what's there's much more of a sense of yeah, whoever, any spiritual teacher who tries to sound like they know what they're talking about, I'm very wary of at this point. Any definitive statements, because even people who go to shamanic realms, they come back with different stories. People who have sort of blowout mystical experiences, they come back and you can't really compare them. People who, I mean, I don't know. I haven't had the full range of potential spiritual experiences, so I've just had my own. But it seems like it's one facet of an infinite crystal. So for me to try to say anything definitive from that perspective, I mean, from that apparent understanding, for now, that might totally change. I don't know. Um, yeah, it's kind of like somebody's like, I met aliens. It's like, cool, man. That sounds really cool. Tell me about it. It's like, I don't know. Maybe there's aliens. Um, as long as it's just an experience, just a story, it doesn't have any apparent consequences for me and mine, then yeah, I'll entertain anything. Anti-vaxxers, not so much. Sorry. I mean, they do have valid points as far as big pharma is a big problem, and people are given too many drugs, and drugs are used too fast when other more holistic ways could have better results. And profiting off of illness is a completely twisted, disgusting model for doing anything. I agree with them on all that, but then they go that one step forward and they're like, oh, yeah, and I don't believe in science. I don't believe in the greatest public health breakthrough potentially in human history. Um, yeah, but being there might be a facet in which they are completely and totally 100% all the way around. Well, nobody's correct. I don't know, whatever. Point being, I'm not as combative as I used to be. I mean, I don't have as much of an urge to be combative about things like that. It might still happen. Energies, they're so powerful, all these waves, these currents of energies that so many people get caught in, whether it's sexism, racism, nationalism. It just runs things until just slowly people start disengaging from that energy one way or another. And that's what awakening and realization seems like, is um, disengaging for more and more of those energy streams. And I don't know why to do that. I mean, I can I can imagine it being a much less violent world, violent and filthy, disgusting criminal world, if more people are not caught in those energies. But maybe the energies serve a purpose that's way beyond my pay grade. I hope in the end everyone gets lit in on the joke. I think that would be quite a mercy. But yeah, the Z-Dog video, it's a nice distillation of how, and I think that's why I was drawn to Angelo because he's so clearly not trying to be anything but himself. Like there's no pretense, there's no pose. He's just, and there's no claim of authority. Um, he's like, listen to me, don't listen to me, I don't care. I'm just gonna talk. If you want to listen, come on, listen. That's fine. I don't care. He's like Bruce Lee. His style is no style. My friend said that about me when I was in college, and I felt so seen. But before this past week, for all those decades, feeling seen, feeling confident, feeling like everything's in place, feeling like those, yeah, they all felt like blips. They felt like tiny dots in an ocean of kind of vaguely disappointing existence. Um, Vaguely disappointing, stressful, unfair, all the things. But every now and then, everything lined up, and it was nice. And then it fell apart again. Yeah, when I was harvesting olives in Palestine, when we camped on the land for like a week, I wrote in my book that time seemed to move at just the right speed. Like everything was just perfectly in place. Everything was like clockwork, but like beautiful, gorgeous. Watching the stars come out every single night, leaning back on our pile of olives, and that subterranean scent of the ripe olives after a day of hard work, but fun work, jokes, banter, learning Arabic. Now it kind of feels similar to that most of the time. It's like there might be peak moments I mean, peaker moments, but like right now, it's like all the time. It's like either I'm doing what needs to be done or I'm playing. And it's all fine. It's all, the days are, it's nice that there's this many hours in the day and this many hours at night. It's great. I'm, uh, I'm not, I'm not trying to turn it into anything other than what it is somehow in my psyche. What a strange idea that in our little minds that we could be the ones to improve and manage this. I mean, look, I like my internet. I like my croissants. I like my modern conveniences. I'm not gonna lie. So maybe that wouldn't have happened. Who knows? Speculation. Blah blah blah. Um, Yeah, I think that's enough yapping for now. Don't have no idea what I just said.